What did you do to like refuel yourself after that insane cut?
He was eating chicken wings, bro.
No, I wasn't, bro. Stop.
Deron, the night before your fight in Bellator against Ahmed White,
I was eating chicken wings. Don't worry,
you ordered
got some wings on the way, cuz.
What was the most like drastic cuts you guys have ever done?
Me, I've had a couple crazy ones. I mean, honestly, the craziest thing about my cuts were like, and people can believe me or not. I mean, Mason knows firsthand, but it's like, bro, I would walk around at 225, like 220, 225, and I'd make 185. So not only would I have a certain amount of water to cut at the end, I would already be 30 pounds down from my diet from camp. So one of the craziest ones I did was I woke up on Thursday morning and I was 200.2 and I had to make 186 Friday morning. And I did 14 and I obviously split it out. So here's one of those times that, so we went and we got into the sauna, the first workout, or maybe I did a little pad work and then I just sat in like one of the portable saunas. And I think I got like 3.5 off or whatever. And then I think I like floated another pound before I went to go cut. It's a funny story. Kevin Holland was on that card with me. I actually fought on 3 cards with Kevin. Like we're like homies, you know? And I remember talking to him and being like, we were going to go to like the 24-hour fitness. It was in Austin. And I remember telling my coaches like, yo, let's invite Kevin because he'll keep the energy high when you're cutting weight. And I remember like halfway through the cut, I was like, bro, I will never invite Kevin again to a weight cut, bro.
Too much, bro, huh?
Too much, bro. I love him, but he just like does not stop talking, bro. And so we did this one workout and it was like, I would go sauna, hot tub. And I want to say I lost like 6.5, 7 in an hour. And then so we said, all right, let's go home, sleep, and then we'll get the rest off in the morning. And I didn't have anything. And then I think I was like 3.5 over still. And I slept off like 0.8, which is huge. Like anything you can sleep off is huge. So we got back to the same 24-hour fitness at like 7 in the morning, and I was like 2.5 over. We do the same exact workout I did the night before that I lost like 6.5, 7 for. And I lost 1.2 pounds. And that's when shit starts getting crazy. Cause it's, weigh-ins start at 9, it's 8:30, and I'm still 1.5 pounds over. And I'm like, and that was one time that I was in the sauna for 25 minutes and could not start sweating. So we try to get back in the sauna. And then finally we were like, all right, screw it. Let's just go back to the hotel and I'll try to actually work it off. And I ended up getting on the treadmill and I started incline walking and with, plastic, sweet sweat on, everything. And then actually the UFC doctor came in and was like, are you okay? Your gait is off. If you want to call it quits right now, I would advise it. And I was at a position that I couldn't do it. I was I have to do this. And so I just manned up. We got into the sauna blanket. I would get back on the treadmill, sauna blanket, and then went down to weigh-ins and I weighed in exactly. I had the curtain, butt naked, 186 on the dot, bro. And what's funny is during the weigh-in, one of my boys, and he cornered me, his name's Kyle Driscoll, you can hear him go, yeah, scream in the background.
He's so happy. He's like, we did it.
Trying to flex. So crazy. I'm walking around the hotel in my drawers. You don't care, bro. Funny story, in that situation, to explain to you how much you don't care about anything, after I only got 1.2 pounds off for that hour workout, I remember laying literally butt naked on the bench in the 24-hour fitness locker room, face down. and like literally my butt was like out, like, you know, my cojones were like poking through, and like my boy came over and like put a towel on me. He's like, come on, bro. Like, and I literally was laying there like, I don't care. I'm pretty sure I told him like, I don't give a fuck who sees it. He was like, bro, get yourself together, dog.
I used to fight MMA at 170, so I was walking around at like around 195. I was a lot smaller at that time. I'm like 225 now, but that was when I was like, 18, 19, 20. And I used to do big water cuts, but I just like listen to this one. There's this one podcast that's like golden. It was like Mike Dol. No. It was the Lockhart guy, George Lockhart.
Mm-hmm.
He's on the Joe Rogan podcast, and he just gives so much like really good information on that podcast. And then I just remember I had those same, like my first 4 fights that I did at 170 were all just miserable. And I had those like horrible experiences with like cutting weight and like locking myself in the sauna and like suffering. But then after that, like my last few MMA fights, I was cutting like pretty high amounts of water weight, and I like got the system down where I wasn't really having to suffer so much.
Damn. What did you do to like replenish, like refuel yourself after that insane cut?
He was eating chicken wings, bro.
No, I wasn't, bro. Stop.
Deron.
I was not eating chicken wings, bro.
Deron, the night before your fight in Bellator against Ahmed White,
I was eating chicken wings for sure.
I stayed in the hotel with you, and I was like, "Hey, let's get some good food to refuel." And you're like, "Yeah, I ordered something already. Don't worry."
Don't worry. I got some wings on the way, cuz.
It was chicken Alfredo pasta and like 12 wings, bro. It was 2 boxes that came to the hotel.
Anyways, and what happened the next day?
My boy got the first round knockout.
Knockout. Hey, there was one of the first times Mason looked at me and he hugged me and he was like, "I love you, bro."
I was scared, bro.
I know. Yeah, it was like he was big.
That dude Ahmed,
big and strong, and he looked scary. He was a black belt.
He was a black belt in jiu-jitsu, and he had a bunch of
like amateur knockouts.
He had a bunch of like kickboxing experience.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, just all around. I mean, like at this point, Deron had been doing MMA for like maybe 2 years.
Deron, like a year.
Deron had a really high level of wrestling at this time, but he was still like amateur at every. You can only learn so much in 2 years, and then he's fighting a guy that's a black belt in grappling and a black belt in striking. And I was scared shitless, bro.
You can look it up, but I bopped him.
Deron knocked him out in the first round.
I set him up with the jab, pull. 1-2, knocked him out so bad that like I fell over him because he went to sleep.
He crumpled.
It was sick, bro. Threw my mouthpiece out. I jumped up on the cage. I blacked out. I was like, ah! It was so crazy, bro.
That's sick.
There's a funny picture of me and you in the cage after the fight. I was so happy. I was happier than you, I think.
You were so happy, bro. You literally looked at me and hugged me. You was like, I love you, bro.
And then you looked at me and you were like, whoa, were you scared? Why are you so scared for it?
Why are you so scared, dog?
I was like, I was scared for my friend, bro.
Yeah, no, you know what's funny is there's a couple situations where like when you're cutting weight, like you literally, like I think for that cut, I was like in the 24-hour fitness San Jose and I was laying on the ground in the locker room and some guy, he was like, I'm doctor. He was like an Indian guy. He was like, are you okay? And like DC was there. He was like in the bathroom and I was looking at him and I was like blinking, like, call the police, call 911. And then DC walked out of the bathroom and he was like, he's fine, man. I was like, that was my.
He's fine. Get him back in the sauna.
That was my way out, dog. Hey, and then I have a funny story. Like one time, it was in 2015. It was for the World Team Trials. It was in Madison, Wisconsin, and I was cutting weight in the sauna, and I was down to like my last pound, and I was with my old coach Trent Paulson, and it might have just been me and him in there, and maybe Angel was in there too, Angel Escobedo, and I was like down to the last one, and it was to where I was like making deals with him. I'm like, all right, because he'd be like, all right, you have 8 minutes. And at like 6 minutes, I'd be like, can I open the door? Like, just, you've never felt anything better than the breeze of the open door coming into the sauna when you've been in there for an hour.
Yeah.
And I remember I was like, and we were at like literally a random YMCA in Madison, Wisconsin. And on one of my last goes, some dude comes in there, he's got like this pre-workout drink that's like sweating. I mean, I'm looking at it. I'm like, oh my God, it looks so good. He's got his tennis shoes on, everything on, right? And he starts talking to my coach, and he's like, yeah, what? And my coach is telling him what he's doing or what I'm doing. And I'm like literally sitting on the floor of the sauna, and I had like 3 minutes left. And the guy looked at me and he goes, bro, I was supposed to get out right now, but I'm going to stay in here with you because you motivated me. And I looked up at him and I was like, I don't give a fuck what you do right now, bro. He was like, my bad, bro. He's like, my bad, bro. I was like, I literally don't care what you do right now, bro. And my coach was like, all right, Deron, like, chill. Like, bro, leave, bro.
He thought he was helping.
I thought he was helping me, and I was like, bro, I literally
something.
looked at him and I was like, I don't give a fuck what you do right now, bro. Slide.
So
Get on somewhere, cuz. Sorry.
thank you for checking out this clip. Maybe the secret to KOs might be chicken wings. If you're digging this clip and you want to check out the whole conversation, make sure you click this video right here. Deron breaks down the 2024 Olympics for wrestling. We talk about some more weight cuts and whether or not weight cutting is good for jiu-jitsu and whatnot. But yeah, so if you dig it, you're going to really like this. Click it. Let us know what you guys think. Catch you on the next one. Peace.